In the dark heart of Canadian politics, a tale of treachery and greed has unraveled, dragging the nation into a housing crisis so savage it threatens to tear apart the fabric of society by July 4, 2025. Today, we discuss the Liberal Party, under the cunning orchestration of Mark Carney, has orchestrated a decade-long descent into economic ruin, all while cloaking their corruption in promises of prosperity. Buckle up as we plunge into this gripping saga, tracing every sinister step of their betrayal, exposing how their self-serving schemes have left millions homeless and hopeless, all because of their unrelenting greed and mismanagement. The story kicks off in 2015, when the Liberals, led by Justin Trudeau, swept into power with a dazzling pledge to make it easier for Canadians to find an affordable place to call home. But this was no noble mission, it was the opening gambit of a corrupt empire. Over the next decade, they failed to deliver, with housing starts stagnating at just over 245,000 in 2024, a pitiful 2% rise from the previous year, while the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, CMHC, screamed for 5.8 million homes to restore affordability. Instead of building, they bloated the civil service by 42% and outsourced $17.8 billion, siphoning taxpayer money into their cronies' pockets while the housing crisis festered. This was step one, a deliberate neglect that set the stage for disaster, prioritizing political cronies over the Canadian people. The plot darkened in 2021, when Trudeau admitted a first home has been out of reach for far too many, yet doubled down on failure with a promise to build, preserve, or revitalize one. 4 million homes by 2025 to 26, a target they missed by a landslide, with building permits dropping 11% since the pledge. The Liberals' response? Launch the National Housing Strategy, a $40 billion mirage that leaned heavily on the private sector, which predictably churned out unaffordable units while neglecting the non-market sector, Indigenous, public, and co-op housing. This was step two, a corrupt outsourcing scheme that enriched developers and investors, leaving 8.56 million Canadians in unaffordable housing by 2024, as they sacrificed the vulnerable for profit. The saga escalated in 2023, with the Liberals' Housing Accelerator Fund, a supposed lifeline that coerced municipalities into rezoning or losing funding, all while reintroducing the multi-unit rental building, MURB, tax incentive, a 1970s relic that bloated costs and benefited wealthy investors over renters. Their $1 billion rapid housing initiative promised 3,000 units but delivered a fraction, while Carney's rise to leadership in March 2025 brought a new level of deceit. His Build Canada Homes plan, with $25 billion for prefab builders and GST breaks for first-time buyers, was a Trojan horse that funneled cash to Liberal insiders while construction lagged, and supply couldn't keep pace with a growing population. Step 3. A manipulative power grab that turned housing policy into a slush fund for the elite. The climax hit with the April 2025 election, where Carney's Liberals clung to a minority government amidst a U.S. trade war sparked by Trump's tariffs. Canceling the carbon tax and slashing capital gains taxes were vote-buying stunts, not solutions, as housing costs doubled faster than any G7 nation. The CMHC's 3.5 million home target by 2030 loomed unattainable, with 235,000 unhoused and 57% fearing eviction. Carney's ties to Brookfield Asset Management, a landlord profiting from the crisis, fueled speculation of personal gain, while the Liberals silenced dissent with a bolstered CBC/Radio Canada. Step 4, a corrupt consolidation, where global chaos masked their failure, and they taxed unrealized home equity as a final, savage blow to homeowners. This tale of Liberal corruption doesn't end with redemption but with a nation on the brink of collapse. Their decade of mismanagement, neglect, outsourcing, coercion, and self-enrichment has created a housing apocalypse. With 82% of Canadians fearing for their health and 88% of renters abandoning homeownership dreams, the Liberals' legacy is clear, a ruthless betrayal that turned Canada's promise into a nightmare. The fight for justice begins now. Power's sexy, deception's deadly, and politics? Always messy. High stakes, higher lies, and corruption. Power isn't taken, it's bought. Politics has never been so dirty, and baby, we're just getting started. Until the next scandal, XOXO.